Hey guys, this is Zach with Pacific Leisure Spaces, and wanted to give you guys a little tip from us on doing illuminated cups. It's a cool feature to have in your backyard, and whether you're having yours professionally done or you're a DIYer, this is a pretty simple and inexpensive solution to getting cups that light up at night, which it makes the putting green so much fun. So, for us, we usually grab these king top kits. You can get these on Amazon. They're about $100. You get 4 cups in there. You get the flags. You can pick out your flag colors if you want them numbered. These ones are just white. We settled for that. But if you look at these, they're not very deep. And as you cut your turf and you get into your sub base, these will tend to rattle around and get loose because they don't go down very far. And you really want them to hold on and not turn and not tilt and all that. So there's a couple brands out there that do these illuminated cups, and they are expensive. They're a few $100s each, and that just seemed like a lot. So here is our solution. We go to Home Depot, and we're going to grab these 3.5-inch just plumbing fittings with a 1.5-inch outlet on the side. Now, the depth of them, as you can see, I got a couple different ones here, is going to be based on how deep your aggregate base is, because you want to get these down into the ground so they're being held firmly by something. Then even if you've compacted your quarter minus or your sand, whatever you're putting underneath your turf, it's still loose, it's granular, it's gonna move. If you can get down into what's underneath that, you got a better chance of these staying on there real good. Now if you look at these ones, they're 3.5 inches, which this fits on there really nicely sleeved, right? So what we're going to do, I got one done already. We're going to cut this side off. You're going to cut this little 1.5-inch piece off and try to get it flush, at least as much as you can with whatever you're using to make sure it's not sticking out too far, because we're just going to drill one hole and we want to just push this down in. Next, if you look at the bottom of these, they got these kind of 3 little fins for support. So go around and mark on that, on the top of yours, where they are. And then at each mark, kind of put a notch in there. And then the best you can, orientating this angle, because they're not directly straight at the center, cut like a little slit down in there. So that then when this fits on here, it kind of falls into place, and then it's not turning. Sorry, my camera work is terrible. It is not turning or moving around. So then we're going to take the cap of this piece that we cut off, and we're going to put it inside here. So I measured down. Our lights that we got are just, they're a 3-inch marine grade boat light. You can get a kit of them off Amazon for like under $20. They come in a bunch of different colors. We are exploring doing something with RGB so you can program them, make them different colors. Right now, this is what works. This is proven. And yeah, they maybe have a dozen colors on there you can pick from. This customer just chose some white ones that we're going to use. So, as you can see, I got some screws on the side here. Kind of drill some pilot holes, and the tricky part's kind of holding that where you want it so you have enough relief for putting the light in there, that this isn't, it's sitting close to it, but not, it's not obstructing this, the cup sitting on there. And then you have a hole on the side, you bring your wires out, you can tie this right into your landscape wiring, and just peel up the turf and dig a little trench and run the tail out to the side to where you're gonna dial in. So that is our little homemade kit. Instead of $400 or $500 a piece, we did all this for $150 maybe. I think these are about $12 a piece at Home Depot. Lights are about $18, and your cup kit with the flags is $100. And so then when you get to it, you're gonna get, I use a 4.25-inch hole saw, kind of tape off the area where I'm gonna do the hole so I don't, your turf is fibrous, you don't want a bunch of strings. So just kind of get a perfect circle on there, and then kind of hand dig out a little bit. And then once you want to go deeper, I just got a 4-inch auger attachment to a hand drill, and just go down in the ground to your depth. We're gonna pull out whatever's under there, and then we just kind of backfill this with some paver sand, maybe some quarter minus. Sometimes it's hard to get around the little gaps, and whether you leave the little chrome cover on the light or not is really not imperative. I got a little contact cement on the top of the 1.25 to hold the light on, but you know, the whole kit, and you can glue this down when you're done, when you're setting it to have it flush. I usually have like a rubber mallet and maybe like a 2x4 that's a little bit sticking out, so that when I get them I can kind of pound them down in there. But you know, I got green ones here where you can see the light down in there, waterproof, ties into the rest of my landscape lighting, and creates a cool ambiance at night to have some night golfing, keep the game going after the sunset. So if you got any questions, if I can help you out in any way, maybe send you some links, whatever, please reach out. Happy golfing, everybody.